listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Hart of Dixie After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Hart of Dixie After Show.
Yay! Bing is for doing. We're back with Hart of Dixie, Season 3, Episode 2, Friends in Low Places. So we're going to jump right in. I'm Whitney Lane. I'm joined with my lovely co-hosts.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paige Sullivan.
Hey, guys. It's Michelle Renee.
Hi, I'm Christine Archer.
And we are so excited to talk about this episode. We all kind of enjoyed it a lot, right?
Yeah.
Better than last week. They're getting into it. So
Most
let's
certainly.
just start with the guy that I'm not so fond of, Joel. You guys, I'm really not, though. He's like getting eaten by these red ants. He's like allergic to everything. Like everything that could go wrong is happening to him. And he's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is about him.
I just feel like he's annoying because he's getting all like girly about it. He's like, "Oh, it's so hot and there's mosquitoes. It's okay. You know you're in Alabama. You had to have expected it. So just deal."
He starts off with like that ice pack on his head. I'm like,
Yeah, that
what
was
is he
weird.
wearing?
But at the same time, he's like, he complains and then he takes it really well after the fact and acts like nothing happened. And Zoe's like, "Oh, you're so great. Like, I'm glad you're acclimating so well to Blue Ball." He's not.
He's not, because people don't like him, and you can see
I don't
it
think
when
they don't like him.
I think that people don't want to keep talking to him.
Are you kidding? Tom Long basically like trapped him.
Wait
at the
till we
coffee
get
shop.
to the dinner party, because Lavon was totally not into it.
Lavon I felt like had other things to do. I honestly think people don't mind Joel. They like to see Zoe with somebody who's not Wade or George Tucker because then it's less drama.
I don't think anybody sees Joel. I don't think they know he's there. Like,
They're
well,
like,
I mean,
"Oh,
besides
Zoe's new boyfriend."
Yeah, besides Tom Long and
Wade.
And Brick met him up close and personal.
But nobody else is really.
Nobody
gives
cares
to-
about him.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
no
I
one
mean,
cared.
they said Dash put up pictures of him getting his butt eaten by fire ants. So, like, I guess like the town knows he's there and that he's not acclimating well. But I don't think it's really news to them.
I mean, it's just like, it reminds me of Zoe when she first moved there. It's kind of
Yeah.
a parallel situation where they like go through all these obstacles and question whether or not they're going to be able to handle it, and then they see the silver lining and say, well, Bluebell is not so bad after all.
Yeah.
You know, he's
No,
like,
he's
I can
not.
get a lot of material from this town.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing to
But
me.
I honestly feel like people are just kind of like apathetic towards him because they don't see it lasting.
I
Do
don't-
you really see it lasting? Because I don't.
The rate it's going, honestly, it probably could last. It doesn't seem like there's been many roadblocks. Even with what we saw this episode with Wade faking a relationship, it didn't seem to affect Zoe and Joel. Like, even when she went to see Wade, there's a connection there, but she didn't act on it and she didn't do anything.
There's so much more chemistry between Wade and Zoe than there
Yeah,
is
it
with
is.
Joel and
There's-
Zoe.
There is chemistry, but I predicted that he would be gone soon, and now I'm taking that back. I really,
I don't think he'll be there forever, though.
not
He won't
forever, but
I think like maybe 7 or 8 episodes
Ooh.
tops.
Ooh,
Wow.
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 That's not that long. I mean, in like a 20 episode
That's
season.
a good arc right
23.
there.
I thought he was going to get killed tonight.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
I was like, he's
Like,
dead.
dang, dude.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't know, actually, no, whatever.
I just, obviously, there's so much more that has to happen between Wade and Zoe, and we see it because you see those little things that they put in at the end of every episode where they actually have a conversation, and there's still like this, like laughing at each other, but then like this tension, it's sexual tension.
Yeah, but that's what we had the whole entire first season, and that built up for all of the entire first season. So there's a good chance that could happen this
It
season.
will.
Because what are the chances they throw them back in a relationship again? We already had that last season.
I think we'll get there
I
eventually.
think we will too. What did you guys think about how, like, because Zoe, I guess, didn't tell Joel until this episode about Wade. I feel like that would have been kind of important to mention. Like,
He
I
handled
came
it well.
to New York, P.S. Like, And maybe if not like super early in their relationship, I think it would have made sense to talk about that.
And she tells him when he's having this insecure moment about how buff Wade is. Yeah, I'm like, why did you choose that moment, you idiot? Like,
right there, I'm like, hello, everyone can see it, even Joel.
Yeah,
Wade
I think
got it.
I personally think that he's gonna get tired of. Like, it's not going to hit him immediately. He's not going to give up on the relationship. But I think over time, it's going to be more little interactions, more little eyes cut at each other between Zoe and Wade. And he's just going to get tired of it. And one day, he's finally going to leave.
And more secrets unfolding because he said, why would George Tucker not even shake my hand at the party? Like, obviously, there's a lot of built up stuff that she needs to tell him if she cares enough.
And she says, oh, we'll talk about that another time. Like, she's slowly giving him more information, which I understand in New York why she didn't feel it was necessary to say, oh, I dated this guy and I dated this guy.
She didn't think she was going back.
She wasn't going back. It really didn't play any part in her life. But now that you're back, you got to lay your cards on the table, else it just looks shady. Especially with everybody acting the way they are and Wade faking a relationship and George being cold to him.
But I almost feel like he doesn't care nearly as much. Like, Wade is faking a girlfriend because he doesn't want Zoe to think that he still cares. Obviously, that means he cares so much. Joel's just like, oh, that's your ex? Oh. Like, I don't know. You want a little bit more of, like...
But Zoe's not... He's like, you're not faking your boyfriend, so it's okay. I mean,
yeah,
he's just seeing Wade as a jealous ex, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't think I'm ever gonna like Joel and Zoe together. I think it's boring almost. Like, it's just like, oh, what's gonna go wrong with him and Bluebell now? Like,
well, yeah, that's the thing.
You know?
How long can they play this out that he's like trying to fit in?
Well, we'll see. But there's a whole nother storyline with Lindley, another new character. Girlfriend needs to just settle down.
She needs to close her legs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she literally got dressed after a one-night stand with George and just sat there waiting on him to come back so they could go to dinner. He didn't want that.
She came on strong.
It's that obviously she's had heartbreaks before. She's way vulnerable, so they say. But it seems like she just keeps putting herself in these awkward positions.
She's done it before. She should know to leave. Like,
she gets really attached.
She seems too
She
much.
keeps putting herself in these awkward positions. Nobody else like.
I saw you getting that, but that's not what I meant, people.
I know that's not what you meant. But
Lord.
I thought that was funny.
No, but you know what I mean, though? Like, literally, she's needy. It's too much. It's too much.
And not only needy, she's conniving. You know, the way she works herself into it later in the episode. I'm glad, though, that we finally learned how old she was, because we were like, is she 18? Is she 20?
She's 25.
So she's 25. So she's, I don't even think she's that young. George was like, well, you're young. He's like 30.
Yeah.
Well, they said she only had one other previous boyfriend, right?
I don't know. Or she
didn't
just
say
had a
she-
boyfriend
yeah.
and they
She
broke
just had
up.
a boyfriend and they broke up. So maybe it was one of those situations where they dated for a really long time, ever since she was like in high school, middle school. And so she doesn't know how to have an adult relationship. So she doesn't.
Yeah, she
I don't know,
seems
she
a lot
doesn't get
younger
it.
than 25,
Yeah, she seems
actually.
very immature. So.
Very immature.
She
And
just
she
wanted
knows-
breakfast. Let's be honest. She didn't really care about
But
anything
isn't she a
else.
vegan or whatever?
She's like gluten free.
She
She
eggs,
can't have
though,
dye.
apparently.
Exactly.
Scrambled eggs.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, but Lavon's shirt, she's got Lavon wrapped around her little finger. Poor AnnaBeth, like, the girl steals her dress, number one, and says it's for someone younger. And, like, how annoying would you just, I'd be very annoyed with her. And Lavon's like, I've got to go find this man. Like, he doesn't even, it's really weird.
It was a little strange.
And he's going to, like, hurt someone.
And also, like, why did he conveniently go to George? Why is that your first reaction? Like, we don't even see George and Lavon together that much in general.
Well, he bumped into him at the rim.
No, he
No,
said
he
I
like
needed
went.
a lawyer.
He's like, I
That's
came
true.
for you, George. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It was weird. A little too convenient, if you ask me, but
I mean, it's real life though. Like situations where you've got your family involved and you've got your friends involved, you've got your loved one involved. It's like, whose side do you choose, and when does it become more about like rationale versus bloodline?
Well,
I
as
don't
of
know.
right now, Lindley's got everything happening how she wants it to be. So George didn't have to tell Lavon. He didn't kill him or cut off his legs, which is what George was so afraid of. But now he's going to be tutoring her for law
Woo.
school.
Yeah,
For the
tutoring.
LSATs. I don't see her passing the LSATs. Just,
I don't see her caring about it.
Yeah.
She's just trying to get dinner with George.
yeah.
And she will find a
Is
way.
that what she wants?
Dinner,
something,
drinks.
George.
She wants
to
a
bed.
relationship,
Eggs the
though.
next morning.
She
Yeah.
wants more
Eggs.
than that, obviously.
Yeah.
She's very needy.
But I can kind of see why her last relationship may have ended if this is the way she works, you
It's
know?
a little much.
I don't know. But I'm glad, and AB like told Lavon that she suggested that
Yeah.
Lindley move out, so it doesn't seem as shady if it came up later.
Yeah, she's pretty honest. I mean, I think you'd have to be. It's like the girl's getting on my nerves. Let
And
me
that's her
tell
house.
him.
She lives there now, or I'm assuming she lives there now.
Yeah.
I never really addressed that. But
No,
I guess
But
she
I
does.
mean, she'll
She
always
does,
be
yeah.
his cousin. Like he and AnnaBeth aren't married. They don't have any kids. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, she'll always be the cousin, but does the cousin have to live there?
No.
You know, could we like
No.
put her in the? If she's in the guest house, maybe she can like stay in the guest house.
We'll
Out of my
see.
closet. Like if a girl was in my closet, I'd be like, no, thank you.
yeah, I think there's definitely a lot more drama that's going to come out of this situation.
Yeah, because it's true. Family, especially like in-laws and stuff, you see like with married people, that's tough. So you can't really say too much.
And it's tough with dating too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. She'll be there for a little bit longer, so.
we don't like the in-laws over here on Hart of Dixie.
No. I mean, I just think you have to tread very lightly,
Yeah, I agree.
you know? And I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I don't wanna make this about me, but
yeah, but I foresee it being more of an issue down the road. The longer
Yeah.
Lindley stays around, the more drama that's going to surround her, George, AnnaBeth, Lavon, all of it.
I mean, I don't hate her and George together.
I don't, yeah.
You know,
I
But
don't
he's not
hate it.
into it.
Well, I think the only reason he's not into it is because of Lavon. Well, I mean, he didn't know at first that Lavon was her cousin or whatever,
Right.
but I mean, what else does he have to lose? It's not like he has Tansy anymore. He doesn't have any other woman. She's single. He's single. He's definitely the type of guy that wants to be in a relationship. So why not?
But that's what he said at the beginning was, you know, I just got out of a really long relationship. I don't know if I want to do that right now. So I think he'd rather do what they did and sleep around a bit
Yeah.
and have a good time and not date her.
But that is so not George Tucker.
But
to,
it's-
like,
I
sleep
agree, yeah.
around.
But it's so surprising to me that he cared that much about Tansy. Like, I did not see it at all.
Mm-mm.
I just don't.
Do you think she'll be back, Tansy?
She was back. We met her. I mean, we
Oh,
saw
that's
her.
right. She's with the other lawyer.
Yeah, she'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll see it happen.
I don't know if I see them together, but
Speaking of not seeing people together, Wade and Lemon people.
boy, that's spirals.
Devastating. Devastating, no. I don't see it, actually. Once I watch this episode, I don't see them actually being together.
I don't think it would be awful, but they definitely just come off like best friends, like a brother-sister relationship.
Yeah, they didn't enjoy kissing each other. You could see that. Thank goodness.
Wait, okay. My question is, last episode, they kissed. Well, Wade kissed her.
Yes.
Whenever he was trying to make Zoe jealous. In this episode, when everyone's chanting kiss, he's acting like it's the hardest thing for them to do.
Yeah, because
like,
she's not around to watch, I guess. It's other people.
Yeah,
he
like
only wants to do
everyone
it in
was
front of
watching.
He
Zoe.
had like an adrenaline rush and went for it when Zoe was there, I guess.
yeah, that's inconsistent.
They're good friends. They're
It
good
is.
friends, but man, yeah, you don't see it between them. So that made me feel a lot better.
I think their friendship especially shows when, towards the end of the episode, she makes the sacrifice to, you know, pretty much ruin this relationship with this new guy. What's his name? Mr.
Carter.
Carter Covington. Yeah.
Of
The
Birmingham.
Covington,
Yeah.
the Birmingham Covingtons.
Yeah, she puts her friendship with Wade and like Wade's best interest before hers.
Yeah.
So I think that was, you know, definitely a demonstration of how close they are as friends.
I
How much
like
they
it.
care about each other.
I
Yeah.
like it. I think they both have like a lot of insecurities in a weird way, and they're good for each other.
They are. I think they bring out the best in each other, and that's why it would make sense for them to be in a relationship. But I don't see it, and I see them just complimenting each other in the workplace and in, you know, their lives.
And being there for each other when
Yeah.
things do go awry.
What do we think about Lemon and Meatball?
I
in the-
actually
in the future. I mean, like, I think the whole concept is kind of.
I think
gross,
it's silly, but I feel like they wouldn't have introduced it if it's not going to go somewhere.
But maybe they just needed like someone
embarrass
to
her.
like embarrass her in front of
Carter.
everyone
I'm on.
tonight. Yeah.
I think Paige is right. I think it's going to
Go
go
somewhere?
somewhere.
Well, save
Yeah.
that for predictions,
Yeah.
ladies.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's get into the dinner party, because then that's kind of where Meatball makes his grand entrance anyways.
Ooh, yeah.
The dinner party that AnnaBeth is putting together for Joel, and then everyone else asks for an invite. Lemon finds out because she runs into Carter Covington. Let's talk a little bit about him, because that is one
Carter
good-looking man.
He is very handsome.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
totally what you would peg for her. You know, like that's exactly what she wants.
Yeah. The minute you see him, you're like, oh, that's for Lemon.
Yeah.
He's good quality man right there.
I don't know if he's going to be around for long though. It doesn't look like it
I think he's
based on.
gone.
I think
Yeah,
he's like,
he's gone.
this
This
girl's got a
episode.
lot of baggage and some
She
weird
does.
stuff going
Yeah,
on
but
in her
apparently so
life.
does he. Because in that one line where he's like, my family has a lot of, you know,
Like
scandal
any
already.
family, and
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're the Covingtons from Birmingham, you know.
yeah, big stuff right there.
Yeah.
So they all end up at this dinner party. Let's talk about what is her name? Cricket's husband.
Was that her husband?
But he's gay, right?
Yeah, well, it was funny
Yeah.
because he was like, when the whole thing went down with Wade and Meatball and Lemon, he was like, "Oh, Wade's her beard."
Yeah,
He
which
said
is a
that,
gay-
which
yeah, that
means
was weird.
you are. She
His
didn't get
beard.
it. What's that mean? That's what your husband is to you right now, Cricket. He's your.
Well, no, that's what you
you
are to your
That's what I
husband.
mean. Yeah.
So her
He's-
storyline essentially this season is going to be that her husband comes out of the closet? Is that
Probably.
what
I
we
think so.
Wow.
Remember when she
That's
came
a
and
new one.
visited
Super
though last
aggressive.
year, and she was like, "I'd like to see what my husband's like all these
She
things."
never, we didn't know who her husband was until this episode. And from the get-go, Michelle and I were watching. We were like, "Is he gay?
Is that her like?
Is
gay
that
best
her
friend,
husband or
who
her?
is that?
Yeah.
Wait, now okay, to clarify, didn't she get divorced in the first season?
No, that was
AnnaBeth.
AnnaBeth.
I
Cricket
thought the
Getting
same
very
thing.
confused. You're
Cricket
right. Yeah, I was like, where did this guy
Wasn't
come
Cricket
from?
the one who was very into the book? Wasn't she the one who was like,
Yeah, she is.
"This
She's
is
like
how I
the-
make my marriage work." Da 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 da. da.
Mhm.
Well,
which
she
makes sense
is
now.
not
You can't
following
make
the
it
book.
work.
You can't make
'cause
it work.
he doesn't want you.
You're his beard,
That's
honey.
for the
You're
other
his
season.
beard.
Yeah.
And for people who don't know what beard is, it is a slang term, I guess, where a homosexual person, I guess, uses a straight person and is in a fake relationship with them to cover up the fact that they're homosexual.
Or even the straight person doesn't know that they're.
Well,
a-
yes, she
a
definitely
beard.
doesn't
A beard.
know.
Yeah, it's something that you don't know. People aren't generally like, yeah, you're my beard. Let's go out.
Yeah, no.
No, it's.
I mean, they're full on married, so.
Oh.
Oh,
It's
it's
like a
too
PSA.
funny. I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
But okay, but anyways, the dinner
I'm probably
party
gonna get
looked
attacked for
great,
that one.
right?
I'm really glad for once they didn't do like a really. Oh, I mean, it was still elaborate for a dinner party, but at least like a dinner party is a normal event. It wasn't like we had to do like, I don't know, last season like, what was that day? Founders Day.
Day,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
like Pioneer Day. That's not right.
Yeah.
But
was
it was
fun.
normal. I liked it.
It looked like a fun dinner party. I'd
Yeah,
like to, go to
welcome Joel to town, and then everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. He's allergic to everything, and he
Bluebell. He's allergic
Okay,
to blue.
I don't know why Zoe has to be his little caretaker though, being like, "Don't eat that. Those are fried in peanut oil. Don't eat that. That's fried in peanut." Because he's a grown man who's had this
He should
allergy his
ask.
entire life. I think he's got it under control, or he should
should.
have it under control.
he should.
I mean, they tell everybody with a peanut allergy to ask before you eat.
Yeah,
I don't. Michelle and the.
Joel's a hot mess,
What?
and if,
I didn't know if you were saying that like sexual as Whitney's before. I was like,
No, I didn't even. No, that was you. Because I don't even know what you're talking about. I
no,
blacked out in
but
that moment.
and the funny thing is when he did pass out. Not that was funny, but of course
was
she's
funny.
busy overhearing like Wade and Lemon talking, and so she's obviously more concerned about that. And then realizes after the fact that her actual boyfriend is on the ground.
Well, every single time that something happens to him, she's paying attention to Wade. Or because the first time she was looking at Lemon and Carter in the store when he got eaten by the fire ants or whatever. And so I guess that's foreshadowing that everything that bad that happens to Joel is because she's focusing on Wade.
Which means she cares a little bit more about what's happening with Wade.
Yeah, but if she didn't have such, no, I was gonna say like incompetent. He's not incompetent, but like if she didn't have a boyfriend who was getting into all of this trouble, then it wouldn't really look like that. I think.
Well, yeah, but that's the point.
Yeah, obviously.
Because we obviously see that she still cares about Wade. That's kind of what we're getting at there.
Also, when he was at the doctor's office with Brooke, is she gonna be working there? Is she not working there?
That
She's
was
not
really
working
weird.
right
Well,
now.
how's she going to have money?
Yeah, because
It'll
Brooke was
all
like,
come
get in the
back to
corner
Why
us.
and
she's in the
shut up.
motel. She's like living in the motel right now, probably. 'cause
In
she
the
hasn't a job.
smallest bed ever.
Well,
I'm
that's
like,
what I
whoa, they're living
said.
in a twin bed together?
That
Like,
was weird.
He's
There's a
tall
lot
guy.
of
He's a tall
problems
guy.
for
How
both
cute
of
was
them right now.
Zoe's dress, though, at the dinner
Adorable.
party? I was like, oh, that's all I could talk about. She looked so
Yeah.
good.
she looked really good. Her makeup looked different too. She had like a nude lip or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It was good.
And he's always wasn't he in like a t-shirt at the dinner party, or maybe that was just
Yeah.
before? I don't know. They don't match up very well, in my opinion.
He's
Wade
a
looked
writer.
good.
You know, I feel like
Not a good
writers-
one, according to Lavon. Though.
I did like that storyline a bit to have Lavon not really hitting it off with him in regards to his writing.
But you see how much he cares. Like he can't handle that someone doesn't like what he's done. He like kept trying to find Lavon. That's why I think Lavon was annoyed. He like rolled his eyes a little bit. He's like he jetted out as soon as he could because he just kept asking. It's like, okay, he didn't like it. You've just got to move on. He's not taking the review down. Go talk about something fun.
Yeah, I can see where he'd probably be focusing on it if whatever comment Lavon left that much of a mark on him and made him feel badly about his book. I'm sure I can see why he would want answers to
Yeah.
why he didn't like it, but dinner party's probably not the best time.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's-
once you've developed a real friendship, you can ask for some honest opinions.
Not the best topic of conversation if you
No.
want people to enjoy your presence.
No,
You just got a little intense about it.
but I agree with what I think Michelle said earlier, that people don't notice him. You know, like he's at that party, but nobody notices. It's like everybody's too wrapped up in what's going on in Bluebell and what's always been happening in Bluebell. He's like a fly that's just like there.
Even worse, it was like a party for him. It was his dinner party.
But
and you
nobody
would think
cared.
typically, right, if it's like your dinner party, everyone, especially if they don't know you, like they'll come up and introduce themselves. But yeah, no one cared at all that he was there.
What
No.
people cared about was the Wade and Lemon situation,
Yes.
which got seriously intense, and I loved it.
With me.
Except, man, Carter, I just can't get past him. That's too bad. She was like, okay, Wade, I'll be your friend.
Yeah, but she was willing to date her because she was faking the relationship with Wade, but he wasn't willing to date her because previously she'd slept with Meatball.
Who announced it drunkenly at the party.
Well, I don't know if she would have explained the situation, maybe like Meatball is a guy that I used to hook up with, whatever, maybe it would have been okay. But Meatball comes in and not only says that she used to sleep with him, but he also says she's sleeping with Wade.
Right,
Because he's
that's true.
confused. So I think it makes her look like a slut. And so maybe that's probably why he's like, whoa, I don't know what's going on with this girl, but she's a little loose. And he doesn't strike me as the type that wants
That
a
kind of
girl
girl.
that's, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, sleeping with Meatball. That had to be the...
Or just sleeping around
Yeah.
with two guys who he may or may not think that he's a little bit above.
Well, yeah, look at Meatball walking in there all drunk and
His
his...
Metallica shirt that he was wearing.
Yeah. Oh.
And he's like, what did he say? He was like, a meatball, no last name, like Jesus
Oh,
or
no last
Cher
name.
or
he
something.
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
I actually thought that was funny.
I
mean,
laughed.
I kind of
I think
it's
he's
clever.
great, but I still think, man, if you're going to embarrass Lemon, that is the way to do it. We'll see how she kind of comes back
Hey,
from that.
Don't sleep with someone if you're embarrassed by it. I mean, so you're using him for sex, which I'm sure a lot of people out there do, and fine if that's what you want to do. But, you know, she's sleeping with him. Everyone knows it's happening. It's Bluebell. It's going to get out. Deal with it. I mean, this isn't the ideal way that it gets out, but...
Her poor dad.
Speaking of Brick, let's talk a little bit about him because he kind of had a bigger storyline this episode. Yelling at Wade
Mm-hmm.
because he expects someone to come and talk to him if they're going to date his daughter. He was in love with Carter, which, I mean, any dad would probably be like, this is a stand-up guy. But then Meatball, what's he going to do?
He probably wants her to date Wade now that he, like,
It's better
saw what it could be better than
Oh,
Meatball.
no.
I know. You wait, like, she went from George to Meatball. Well, to George, Lavon, Meatball, Wade. I mean...
Girls getting around.
Like, up and down on the...
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
than the Lemon Breland type,
I
you
think,
know?
you
That's
know-
not like who she is.
That's not who we met first season.
It's not who we met, but the girl we met first season had been in a relationship since she was 15. She just got out of it. Well, she was cheating, and then she got out of the relationship. I mean, she wants to settle down. I guess she just isn't very good at it.
They do a really good job making it small town drama, though, because everyone is dating everyone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's so many, like, background stories to all of it, too.
And if they're not, they're like high school sweethearts, and they're married, like Tom
Yeah.
and Wanda.
They're cute.
They are cute.
But I don't know. It's an
Well-
interesting situation.
Yeah. It
What
was-
else? What else do
Well,
we
we
miss?
saw, you know, Joel really helping Zoe figure out the fake relationship and like treating it like a book or a mystery, which was
Right?
it was weird.
He was invested a lot in that.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's more like an interesting story and drama to him, and less his actual life and like what he's living.
And he didn't seem like he cared, like you guys said. Or I think it was you, Paige, maybe earlier. Like I think they made it seem like in the preview last week that he was almost going to confront Zoe and be like, you know, why do you care so much about Wade? But really, he just like almost talked to her like a girlfriend.
He was into
it was
it.
weird. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just another sign that he's leaving soon, personally. But we will see.
Yeah.
Yeah, either that. Well, leaving soon. I don't think very soon, but I feel like now he's gonna turn Bluebell into like a novel. Like he's like super interested in everybody and their dynamics, and that's what he's gonna focus on. And maybe that'll kind of pull them apart. Because to Zoe, this is her life. These are her people. To him, it's more of like a story and a drama. It's like watching a TV show unfold in front of you.
Definitely see that happening because I think he's going to get very obsessed with it. And who wants to be in a story by
Well,
your own boyfriend?
Yeah, and it's different in New York. He says there's craziness all around. You can write about it, but that's New York. You don't know everybody in New York. You
Yeah.
know everybody in Bluebell. So when you write about them, that kind of affects your living situation.
That's going to be a
Yeah.
huge thing, I think, that unravels.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to be happy with Joel.
Hopefully soon.
What kind of writer is he? He must be a pretty decent writer if Tom knows
Yeah,
about
I
him.
mean,
or
he's
Lavon knows
published
about him.
for sure, but nobody really knows anything about Joel.
No.
Besides,
Keep it
he
that
went
way.
to NYU because he wore that shirt again.
Again.
It's only shirt.
He's allergic to everything.
Yeah.
And he's just not very fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yes,
make
he's
me
boring.
want to watch him.
Yeah, he's like the I think what we've always been saying, he's just easy for Zoe. He's like the easy way out.
Yeah.
And he's safe. And so in order to be safe, you can't really be that fun, I guess.
What'd you think about the little interaction between Wade and Zoe at the end?
I thought the neck slapping was a little silly.
But then they laughed.
And where is Joel when she's gone?
Right.
Yeah, did she just wander off? She's like, I'll be back.
I'll be back. Right back. I gotta go holler at an old friend of mine. You know, like
And
that's
my ex-boyfriend,
so
who
sketchy.
you think has such great arms.
Yeah.
No, but I did see, like, I don't know. You see a lot of emotion in Wade. You know, he wouldn't even, like, look at her at first. There's just so much there. Do you
Because-
see it on her part?
I see it. Not as strong as on Wade, though. I feel like Wade really wants it, and he hasn't moved on at all, whereas she has.
But it's also weird because I feel like it's at this point, the ball is in Zoe's court because I mean he kind of like laid it on the table and she basically said, you know, no, I'm going to New York for the next 5 months, and then shows back up with Joel. So like, what can he
Yeah.
really say at this point? Nothing, you know.
Until he finds someone he actually cares about, and then it all starts
Unravels.
unraveling again, and she wants him back. Like, it's different with Lemon. She knew it was fake, but I think if he actually finds someone he does care about, that'll be a whole different
Yeah,
story.
and she sees genuine interest.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both shooting themselves in the foot by not
Communicating.
No, you know how if you break up with someone, it's kind of like you can either choose to sit at home and stalk their Facebook all day and look at old pictures of you guys and mope, or you can choose to go out with your girlfriends and have a good time. That's just like two extremes in real life. But I think for these two, they need to like get out of each other's face and like stop, you know, running to each other and being in each other's business and trying to figure out like whenever she saw him and Wade and Lemon's relationship, she should have just ignored it instead of being like, oh, let me dig and see if this is like fake or true or whatever.
Yeah.
Like she's only making it more difficult for her to get over him completely.
Yeah.
And he does the same thing by like being
Playing games.
Yeah,
like, there's
playing
no
games.
need.
It's like if you really want to get over these people, then there's actions you need to take to kind of separate yourself from the situation, and neither one of them are doing that
because they don't want to.
because they don't want to get over each other.
Right. She's still invested in Wade and still interested.
Yeah. Which, I mean, hello. That's kind of Hart of Dixie, right? We have to see that relationship. And then she goes home to Joel in the small bed.
In their twin bed.
But, I mean, they just have, like, even, I don't know, there's just, like, nothing to them.
But she makes it seem like they've been in this long relationship. Like, he did this smile. She's like, that's the smile you do around my mother. It's like, first
Like
off, your mom
3
doesn't even really
months.
come around a lot. And you've been together for 5 months. You already know
Yeah.
his little tics. I don't find that realistic.
Well,
I don't
it's
know.
boring.
We'll see.
We got to spice
Okay.
it up.
The
Hart of Dixie's
episode
gotta
itself
spice it
isn't
up.
boring. It's just the Zoe-Joel
Oh, but
relationship
yeah, definitely.
is boring.
I love the episode.
Yeah, it was good.
I thought there was
Yeah.
good stuff, so I'm excited to see
Good
what
job.
happens next week.
Brought some laughs.
Shall we get into some news and gossip?
Of course.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So Mallory Moy, who plays Wanda, I was about to call her Tom, but who plays Wanda, Tom's wife. She mentioned when she was on our after show last season that she's actually was working on a movie called Parkland, and that movie has come out. It came out on October 4th in limited theaters, but today it's actually out everywhere, being released in theaters. The movie is about the assassination of JFK, what happened on that day, November 22nd, 1963. All right, dyslexia. And she plays a nurse. A few other characters are Billy Bob Thornton, Zac Efron, Paul Giamatti, and Maria Gay Harden.
Yeah.
Marsha Gay Harden.
Marsha?
Yeah,
Okay.
Marsha.
Whoops. Can't understand my handwriting there. So anyway, I mean, it definitely looks like a really good film. I like JFK a lot, so definitely go check that out. And also, Jamie just tweeted out a video of several of her male co-stars. The guy who plays Joel, whose name I don't know, sorry. Scott Porter, Cress, Tom,
Wilson
Wade.
Bethel.
Yeah.
Everyone,
Yeah,
basically.
everybody.
All
Doing
guys.
the Drake Hand parody. So there's a viral video of this guy who is like making weird hand
If you
gestures to a
haven't
Drake
seen it,
song,
yeah.
and it's pretty much a parody of that viral video. So go check that out.
Yeah, it's on her Instagram. So if you don't follow her, you should. She puts up cute stuff anyway.
Yeah,
funny.
Jamie_King, right?
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's all
Awesome.
the news and gossip I have for you today.
Cool. Predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay,
lights
who
in
wants
here,
to
man.
start?
I got a good one.
Okay. What is it?
I think that Meatball and Lemon are definitely going to maybe try to have a relationship, and that he's going to get a makeover. They're going to cut his hair.
Ooh.
Maybe he's going to start going by his real name, and he's going to, be a little bit more presentable.
She's gonna make him a
That's a good one.
stud-ish.
He wouldn't look bad with a haircut and
And nice clothes.
yeah.
I mean, you can make anybody look meatball-y, You
Yeah,
can,
like George when we see him
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
episode when
that's
he
true.
looked disgusting. So
Yeah, and you can clean anybody up. And I agree with Michelle, as I said earlier in the episode. I do think that is going to play out. I think Lemon and Meatball are going to be a thing. I don't know if it's a long-lasting thing. I doubt it's a marriage
Yeah.
kind of thing. But she might as well give him a shot. They have a connection. I don't think she's really had a sexual connection like this with anybody else. I mean, she had an emotional connection with Lavon, but, there's something there between the two of them. She might as well explore
What
it.
did she say? She's like, he does this thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just, like,
No one will say.
Nobody wants to know.
Yeah, we don't want to know what the thing is, but
No.
Too funny.
I see that happening, and also, as I'm sure we all predict, Joel will be leaving soon, but I do think it's going to become part of his work and how he treats the town of Bluebell, and less about their relationship.
I would agree. I think he cares way more about writing and getting and doing that sort of thing. I think if he can find something to write about that's interesting and dramatic, he's going to take that.
What about George and Lindley? What do we think?
I
No.
don't really see it, honestly. I don't mind it, but I don't know that I see it.
I see it becoming a problem.
I
see
think Lavon will find out.
Lindley
about
being aggressive.
them.
Yeah, but I don't see George taking the bait. I don't see him being into it.
I don't really have any big overarching predictions.
Well, and the preview for next week didn't really show a lot. Actually,
Just they're
nothing at
trying
all
to-
along the story, the different relationships that we
right.
saw.
They're just trying to
in
get
the show
Cricket out
today.
of her position as head belle, and then Lemon has to clean the streets. I don't know.
That's weird, but we'll see.
I think eventually it'd be interesting to see Lemon and Zoe become
Friends.
somewhat of, I mean, they kind of have grown to stand each other, but it would be interesting to see them kind of care.
I'd like to
Maybe
see
Lemon
that.
will bring Wade and Zoe together.
She
cares
tried.
enough
That's
about
true.
him.
She already tried at the end of last season.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Good stuff, though. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Visit us on @AfterBuzzTV and AfterBuzzTV.com. You can find me on Twitter @WhitneyLaneFern and on my website Whitney-Lane.com. Why do I do that every time?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram @Paige Sullivan.
you can find me on Twitter and Instagram @MichelleReneeLA.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram @CArcher.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.